What's up guys, Magic Knives here, and this is a little tutorial I guess on how you can make a custom speedloader for a Tokyo Marui Python revolver or any of the 24 shot revolvers that they sell. And so if you have a Tokyo Marui revolver that has the 24 shot system, meaning you can put 4 in each of the barrels and then you can hold up to 24 BBs. This just might help you with reducing the time to reload. So if you don't know me already, I'm a big fan of the Tokyo Marui revolver because they have the right idea of making revolvers more practical. Instead of just having six BBs that you load from the back as any typical revolver, they have the idea of putting 4 in each of the barrels so that you can hold up to 24 rounds. And obviously this doesn't make this gun realistic, but you know, if you're not caring about realism for revolvers, you just want to look cooler holding one and you just want to make it more practical for airsoft, I think this is the best revolver to go for when it comes to airsoft, and I've made a video about that in the past. Now, even though they give you this advantage of holding up to 24 rounds just like you would for a normal airsoft handgun, the reload time is just super slow. Now normally the way you would reload is you'd get a speed loader just like this, and you'd have to pump each and every barrel and make sure you get 4 in each. And when I've timed myself doing this, it would take about 8 to 10 seconds for me to open the revolver, pull out the speed loader, and load all 6 barrels, put it away, and then fire the next shot. So I wanted a way to be able to reload, cut the reload time just a little bit faster. I mean, naturally with revolvers, they're just not going to be as quick as a normal handgun reload, but I did want to cut the seconds down at least just a little bit when it comes to the reload. So the way I did that is just trying to figure out, okay, how can I load multiple barrels at the same time without reducing the risk of not filling all of the barrels as I do that. So I did some research and I found these. These are WE Tech Speedloader tubes. Now, I found this on evike.com, and I also found this on Hero Outdoors, which is a Canadian airsoft website. So I'll leave links if I can, but you can probably just search it up on your own. And these hold up to 15 BBs, and these are purposely designed so that if you're trying to mimic the real steel guns, you can have a set amount of BBs that you can load into your magazines. So I decided, well, each barrel holds 4, so you know, why not just kind of convert this into like a speed loader for this. So when you buy this, it comes with a little, I don't know, like a little adapter thing that would be over like this on the end of it, but it wouldn't work for this. So I get that you can remove this like no problem. When you get this, I find there's a little O-ring right around here that's really loose. So every time you kind of use the plunger, which is right here, it's taped up right now, but every time you would use the plunger, it would push the O-rings out, and obviously if you lose the O-rings, the BBs aren't going to stay in. So I just took it out, super glue, put a tiny bit of super glue around the rim of it, put the O-ring back, and now it doesn't fall out at all. So that is one thing you want to do if you decide to do this for your Tokyo Marui revolver. So the next thing I did was I get a little small rubber ring, and that's right around the edge here. And what this does is just helps keep these 2 tubes together. And there's a little gap, believe it or not, just the right size, which helps to hold the rubber rings together so they don't just come off the tube or whatever. So that was the other thing. Also, because each one comes with a little plunger, so when you load the tube up with the BBs, you would just hold it up and just push down with the plunger at the top. So since I want to make it like a 2-time loader for this, so I just literally just lined it up, taped it together so that it was even next to each other. And then lastly, I just got, this is a size 19 rubber band, and there's a specific reason why I use these ones. So I mean, you can get these at Staples or any like office supply stores really, but the idea is to keep this from coming off of the tubes because these can slip off. But also the reason why it's nothing too thick or too tight is because you don't want the BBs just pushing out from the tension from the rubber band. So this just keeps the plunger enough tension so that it won't fall off, but not too much that it just pushes the BBs out from all 15 of them. And then I just simply duct tape this like so then rubber band doesn't come off, and from there you pretty much have basically a 2-barreled speed loader, which I'm not going to do it right now, but basically you just push in 2, 4, and 6, and the theory is well, you cut the time down since you're doing 2 at a time, but there is a bit of a knack with this. So because I load 15, it's not going to take all of the BBs. There's going to be about 6 that will just naturally fall out, and in a way I kind of prefer that, just because if this was a real revolver, you'd be dumping out shells and you'd be loading in new ones. So I kind of play it off as that. So it's literally just I push down 4, and you'll feel the resistance and when to move on to the next one. So it's like 2, 4, and 6. The last ones I push all the way down just to make sure I get every single BB shoved into the barrels. And basically I've been able to, when I've timed myself doing this, I was able to get it down to about 5 to 7 seconds. Now it might not sound that much, but when you compare that to a normal airsoft revolver, that usually takes about the same time, because one, with airsoft revolvers that have shells, you can't just dump the shells out. You actually have to dump them in your hand, put them in your pocket or dump pouch, and then grab your speed loader, push all the shells in, make sure they get all lined up perfectly, put the speed loader in your pocket as well, close it back up, and shoot. And that too takes around, well, depending on how much you practice, around 6, 7, maybe 8 seconds. The thing is, when it comes to airsoft revolvers, reloading is the weakest part about it, as opposed to with normal airsoft handguns. You can just do, even though you can't drop them, you just simply do a tactical reload, and you can probably get around 3 or 4 seconds at the most. This though, it will get it down to about an average revolver reload. So as opposed to 8 to 10 seconds with something like this with the normal speed loader, at least you can cut it down to about 5 to 7 seconds, depending on how good you can get with this. So now I'm just going to show you a quick demo of the sort of speed comparison with the normal speed loader and the custom speed loader that I made. Now, just for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to be doing on the table, so it's not realistic to what the actual time it would be if I would be doing this on my battle belt and my pouches. So whatever I get, add a second or 2 to it. So this is with the normal speed loader. So that was about 10 seconds, and I kind of fumbled at the same time. Now, during that reload, I didn't get every barrel to be loaded fully. So that's one thing I've noticed with these speed loaders and using this revolver. Whenever I reload, I don't always get the barrels loaded. See, only 2 were loaded in this barrel. 2 were only loaded in this barrel. So the more I rush, and that was 3 just now, the faster I go, the more likely I'm going to only load like halfway. See, only one in there even. So not all the BBs fed into the Revolver even if I didn't mess up there. But let's see how well we do with the custom Speedloader. .30 seconds. And so maybe add maybe add a second just to put it back in my little pouch, but already at least just a few seconds faster than just a normal speed load. And the great thing is everyone has 4 BBs in it, which is awesome because then I'm fully loaded. I don't have to worry about dry firing a shot unintentionally. Now, if you're wondering how I load these speed loaders, it's simply just I put the rubber band in between the gap, just like this, and pull it back to where the little stick part is right around that, right at the number 15 indicator. I hold it there, take my speed loader, and then I'll just push BBs down the tube until all the way to the top. Do the same thing for the other one. The way I'm carrying this right now is I got a shotgun shell carrier or holder. Normally it would hold 4 shotgun shells, and it doesn't come with a molly, so I actually had some Velcro straps that I just put through the 2 end shell holders, wrap it around my battle belt, and then I simply just place these into the 2 middle shell holders, and it might take some time to get it more stretched out so it's easier for me to grab, but from this point I can just do it just like I would for a typical Revolver reload. I can open the cylinder, grab the speed loader, load each of the barrels all the way, and then I can, instead of putting it back the way it came in, I'm going to flip it around, and since the barrels are now split, I could just place it in one of the barrels in, and I'm fully loaded now. You might have a few BBs that are still in the tube, but that's okay. I think it's safer just to have 15 as opposed to just 12, because you might run into the issue again of not loading all of the barrels. So that's pretty much how this custom speed loader works. And so far, even though I haven't tested out in-game yet, I've tested out at home, tested out on the airsoft shooting range, and so far it's been working pretty well. So that said, I hope you find this custom build interesting if you do own a Tokyo Marui Python or any like Tokyo Marui Revolver that has the 24-shot system. If you have any questions about this, definitely leave your comments down in the comment section below, and I hope you like this video. Like, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my future videos as well. Alright, until next time, peace out.